Thomas never imagined that the characters he created for his horror novels would one day step out of his imagination and into his reality. It started with whispers in empty rooms, shadows moving against the laws of light, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched while he typed his latest manuscript. The first to materialize was Eleanor, the vengeful spirit from his best-selling novel, Whispers in the Walls, who now floated through his kitchen with the same murderous intent he had so vividly described in Chapter 7. Soon, his entire cast of nightmarish creations began to manifest: the basement dweller, the child with no eyes, and the puppet master, each one bearing the exact horrifying features he had committed to paper. Thomas tried convincing himself it was exhaustion, stress, or perhaps a mental breakdown, anything but the impossible truth that his fictional horrors were somehow crossing into reality. In desperate inspiration, he returned to his typewriter, believing that if he wrote his characters back into fiction, or killed them off entirely, he might be saved. As his fingers flew across the keys, he felt a peculiar resistance, as if the characters were fighting their literary executions, their screams becoming more corporeal as he typed their demise. By sunrise, Thomas had written the most terrifying conclusion of his career. Not for his readers, but for the characters who had turned against their creator. But as he began his next novel, Thomas couldn't shake the feeling that his characters were still there, just beyond perception, waiting for him to create the perfect opportunity for their return. Little did he know, with each new word he typed, the barrier between worlds grew thinner, and his creations were learning that reality offered so many more possibilities than the confines of his fiction ever could.